Right now, as you watch this, the top of your body is aging faster than the bottom. Your head is literally older than your feet. Not by much, but it's real, it's measurable, and it happens every single second of your life. How is that even possible? And what on earth does it have to do with GPS navigation? Most of us walk around assuming time works like a river. Steady, constant, the same everywhere. 1 second. Here is the same as 1 second on the other side of the planet. 1 second at sea level is the same as 1 second at the top of a skyscraper. But Einstein proved that's completely wrong. Time is not a fixed river. It's more like a river flowing over uneven ground. It speeds up in some places and slows down in others. And one of the things that controls the speed of time is gravity. Think of gravity like a hand pressing down on a trampoline. The heavier the object, the deeper the dent. And here's the wild part. That dent doesn't just warp space, it warps time too. The closer you are to a massive object, like the Earth, the stronger gravity pulls on you. And stronger gravity means time runs slightly slower. Your feet, sitting closer to the ground, experience slightly stronger gravity than your head, which is roughly 2 meters higher up. We're not talking about huge differences here. Over an entire 70-year lifetime, your head ages about 90 nanoseconds more than your feet. 90 nanoseconds. That's less than a millionth of a second. But it is real. Scientists have measured it. It is not a thought experiment. In 1971, physicists flew extremely precise atomic clocks around the world on airplanes. When they landed and compared those clocks to identical clocks that had stayed on the ground, the airborne clocks showed more time had passed. Not imaginary time, real ticking time. The clocks disagreed and Relativity predicted exactly how much they disagreed. Imagine two identical twins. One lives at sea level their whole life. The other lives at the top of a very tall mountain. After a lifetime, the twin at the top, further from Earth's center, would actually be a fraction of a second older than the twin at sea level. Again, tiny but measurable and absolutely real. Here's where it gets really strange. This means that if you spend your life very close to the ground, say lying down all day, you're actually aging fractionally slower than someone who spends their life standing up tall. Lying down is technically a form of very mild time travel into the future. You're preserving your future by hugging the ground. Now here's where your phone comes in. GPS satellites orbit Earth at about 20,000 kilometers above the surface. Up there, gravity is weaker than it is on the ground, so their onboard clocks actually run faster, by about 45 microseconds per day compared to clocks on Earth. 45 microseconds doesn't sound like much. But GPS navigation works by measuring the travel time of signals to within billions of a second. If engineers didn't correct for the time dilation difference between satellites and the ground, your phone's GPS would drift by about 11 kilometers every single day. In 1 week, it would tell you you're in a different city. So let's go back to where we started. Is your head really older than your feet? Yes. Genuinely, measurably yes. Your head sits 2 meters further from the center of the Earth. That means gravity pulls on it ever so slightly less. And wherever gravity pulls less, time runs slightly faster. Your head has been ticking just a tiny bit quicker. Every second your whole life. The gap is small enough that you'll never feel it or notice it. But it's the same phenomenon that nearly broke GPS navigation before engineers corrected for it. The same maths, the same physics, just at a scale that fits in your living room rather than orbiting the planet. Einstein didn't just predict this in theory. He built the mathematics that made it testable. And every time you drop a pin on Google Maps and it lands in the right place, you're living proof that gravitational time dilation is real enough to engineer around. The deeper idea here is this. Time is not a backdrop. It's not a stage that everything happens on while remaining unchanged. Time is a physical thing that bends, stretches, and compresses depending on where you are and how fast you're moving. It is part of the fabric of the universe. And gravity is what pulls on that fabric. And if that bends your mind a little, consider this. The other thing that slows time down isn't just gravity. It's speed. The faster you move, the slower your clock ticks, compared to someone standing still. Which raises a fascinating question. What would happen to time if you could move at the speed of light? Time is not what we think it is, and your own body right now is proof. The next time you stand up, remember? Your head just got a tiny bit older than your feet. Einstein would be pleased. Like, share, and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.